Do bosses like Michael Scott actually exist? And if you worked for one, what's your craziest story? 1. Worked with a genuine Michael Scott. He was a nice, well-meaning person who just did some absurd things. We had abduction prevention drills one day, where we learned how to avoid being abducted. Notably, this was a regular boring office in a regular boring suburb. No reason why this would be on anybody's radar. He and several of the guys randomly broke out into a push-up contest. Again, white-collar office, middle-aged dudes in khakis. Couldn't remember the nationality of our Hispanic colleague. Tried to learn Spanish to make her feel special when she returned from maternity leave. 1. What he learned was not Spanish, and 2. She was from Portugal. She knew like 5 words of Spanish. He also disappeared for 4 days. No call, no email. Wouldn't respond to any of our attempts to reach him. Finally, someone drove out to his house to make sure he was alive. He was. He'd just forgotten to tell us he was taking the week off, and then lost his phone in a lake. There were many, many moments like these. Great boss. 2. I used Michael Scott as a reference point for an old boss of mine from the moment I started working there. He made Chewbacca noises on the regular because one of my coworkers' names sort of vaguely sounded like Chewbacca. It didn't. Used voice to text extremely loudly in his office for no reason to send really personal messages. Got really excited and wore a specific vest anytime we had after work outing scheduled. Shouted the same like 7 references to old movies and extremely awkward hip-hop song quotes 100 times a day, and insisted on greeting all our international coworkers very loudly in their language. They all speak perfect English, of course, looking around for approval afterward, and then fully giggling at everyone's French accents on conference calls. He also told me a lot about an improv show he did for a full year after it happened. 3. He wanted a pomegranate for lunch and they were out of season, but that didn't stop him from sending me on a quest to every grocery store in town in search of a pomegranate. Multiple produce guys laughed at me, but that was the easiest $13 per hour I've ever made. 4. He held a meeting with our whole team for one person to discuss said person being gay. We all knew for well over a year, and never made a deal of it. So yes, they are out there and that is why the show is so funny to me. I can relate. 5. I had a boss who was basically a real-life Michael Scott. These are just a few quick stories from the 5 years I worked for him. During my interview, he asked me how much I weighed. I have video of him telling a really cringy joke during a sales meeting. You can actually see at least one person covering their face in embarrassment. He told me to call his assistant and have her bring him a bag of coffee and his 5-pound dumbbell. He had a secret facelift. He was mysteriously gone for 3 weeks and came back with a beard. And somehow, I ended up with a box of pictures from the 70s with an exotic dancer giving him a dance in the conference room. Same furniture. Honestly, these are just the ones I immediately remember. It was 5 years of this.